Wellness Show, episode number 420.
Welcome to the Wellness Show, a podcast on health and wealth. I'm your host, Tyhson, the founder of the Extraordinary Healing Arts Academy. Join me as we get the latest insight, tips, and strategies from wellness providers, coaches, and successful, heart-centered entrepreneurs, and much, much more. Welcome to the Wellness Show on health, wealth, and enlightenment. This is our last show for the season, so this is your opportunity to show up, take back your personal power, stand in your truth, and deliver your awesome gifts to the world. And we're with you for the next hour to help you get out of your way and figure out what's up in your life and what's up on planet Earth. And we have my lovely host, Laura. Cool. How are things in your world?
Wonderful. I'm excited to talk to Carla. I'm sad, though, that it's our last show for August, but I am excited for what's to come.
Yeah, I just want to thank everybody as we go into this last stage of showing up every morning with us. There's about 20 of you, which are intimate family. We look forward to helping you, and we'll have shows up in the Wellness Show on Facebook. We'll put a new show up every day of all the old shows, so you can. And don't forget, you can head over and on iTunes or Spotify or your favorite podcast platform, type in the Wellness Show and take us with you on your journey, on your summer vacation. Take us to the beach, take us for a car ride, and tell us how we helped you have a great summer. All right. So without further ado, we're going to bring on Carla, the Carla Show.
Carla.
With Empath's weekly forecast of psychic readings. So here she comes.
Hello.
Oh, boo.
And here I am.
And here he is. I mean, here you are.
Hello.
Hello. Oh, Michael just chimed in there for a second. It's all good.
All right. You're good.
Okay. Good. I am honored to be on here for the last show of this run, because it feels like this, you guys are pressing pause or stopping for a minute, and then August is going to be reset, exploring, and then we'll see what happens come September.
Yeah, what's going to emerge? We don't know.
We don't know.
And we don't know. I mean, that's exactly what I was actually going to speak about today. So again, you guys are totally on, the page of the ethers. You're riding the energetic wave as it's being expressed. So just a few things that I want to bring up. So the first part of 2020 was more, was preparing, 2019 was preparing us for 2020. And the first part of 2020 prepared us for what's coming. Okay. So we were sort of in a lull, and now big things are coming, but we don't know what they are because they've been hidden.
Okay.
So, Uranus is involved. So anytime, some people call it Uranus, some people call it Uranus. It's the ruler of Aquarius, and it is the disruptor. It is chaotic. And so it is involved in the chart in so many ways. It's trining and squaring. And so anytime that's happening, think of like the bell being rung. And I know Tyhson uses that analogy sometimes, but if you have a lot of Uranus in your chart, or Aquarius, or any of the signs that you hear astrologers talk about, think about like it's being activated. Okay. And so like today, just in the sky above us, we have the sun is squaring Uranus. And so think of the sun as, it is the sun, it is the light, it is all the things, and Uranus is squaring it. So this is the time to be the rebel. This is the time to go and do things that are not conservative. You're going to get further on whatever it is you're doing if you're doing things out of the ordinary, or for me and Tyhson, how we normally are.
No, we're just radical. Let's go.
Right. And maybe you too, Laura. I don't know you as well as I know Ty, but
Right.
I feel comfortable
that
saying that with him. The other thing that I think will be important for the listeners for today is Sun is trying Chiron. And you might know Chiron as the wounded healer. Okay, and the sun is trining it. Now trine is typically a really it's a good thing, right? It's harmonious. So what's happening today right now is the sun is shining a light on our deepest wounds. So, how does this affect empaths? Well, again, depends on where you are on that scale. Some people are going to be like, finally, like I knew like there was something here, I just couldn't put my finger on it. Maybe right now you're able to put your finger on that deep wound, where other people who've been numbing out, who haven't been taught how to handle deep emotions, because being an empath, if you're someone who numbs out or avoids, this is going to be a very uncomfortable time, because I heard one astrologer say like the Novocaine is coming off.
Okay.
So again, if you're someone who deeps dives into the deep end and wants to explore that, you're going to be having an amazing time right now. Okay, right. So again, the three of us, it's like, all right, great. We're riding that wave of like, let's go in there. So some important like tips is, this is the time to close all doors. So I know we've been talking about this of like, what are you ready to cut? Are you cutting? Like now's the time. Shut those doors, which is ironic because you guys are literally shutting the door on the wellness show right now, because you have to shut these doors for this. And it's going to be something so magical, so amazing, that you had no idea was even possible. Like that is what's possible, what's coming up now. If you're somebody who's clinging on to the past, it's going to pass you by, and it's happening quickly. Mercury's involved, Venus is involved. Venus is out of shadow. Mercury and Venus go really fast. So if you're diddy-daddling around, or if you're lost in fantasy, and I don't like to be like you're going to miss it or it's a test. Like that's not typically how I operate. But in terms of the energy, things are moving quickly. So just be aware. Okay. Now, it might not be like you're going to win the lottery, right? Like the Powerball. It might not be you're going to meet the love of your life, but it could be. Like it's literally one of those things where it could be something super, super fantastic, or maybe you're healing this deep wound and that is literally setting you free. And
So
honestly,
buy a lottery ticket.
right,
Okay.
right. So, okay. And and now I'm going to go sort of more intense. Like you have to prepare yourself, because big things are coming that's going to disrupt the systems, financial, home, everything. Things are coming to disrupt. So set yourself up this week. Surround yourself with people that you love. Surround yourself with comforts that really make you happy. If you're ready to move, move. If you're going to stay where you are for the next 6 months or so, like make it really comfortable. Same jobs, like if you're ready to leave something, leave now. Okay, like again, this something big is going to be happening this next week, and a change is going to happen, but we don't know what it is. So if you just prepare yourself, if you're happy where you are right now, if you're happy with the people that you're around, then it's kind of like the magnet, like it's going to magnetize that. Or if something, I mean, we're already in a freaking pandemic, right? Like if the markets crash, or if something like that happens, like
Mhm.
but you're around people that you love, or you're doing work that you love, like it's not going to ding you as bad. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It makes absolute sense.
There's another thing that's really important here, because Mercury is involved, and it was, I think, so Mercury went across Jupiter. I believe it was yesterday. I could pull up my chart, but the main point is you're going to be receiving information. Mercury is the communicator. Mercury is thoughts. Okay, so pay attention to the messages that you're getting downloaded in your meditations. Pay attention to, again, like for me, like I could watch a show and it's like creator speaks to me through through the dialogue that's happening, because it resonates in a certain way. Or music, right? So however you receive your messages, they're coming right now.
Okay. I can attest to that already. Yeah, they're coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, again, there's a lot of us who are always ahead of our time, meaning even though the energies are happening now, some of us have been experiencing it before the masses experience it. I don't really know how to explain that, like
Right.
why
Well,
that happens, but
cleaning my
it is.
house and doing all that, right? And like
Yep.
pushing forward, and like Tyson and I have been talking about this. Let's take a break for like the last 3-4 weeks, Ty. So
Yeah.
so yeah, I agree. We're ahead. We're right there with
Yep.
you, Carla. Awesome.
Let me just look over my notes for a minute, see if there's any.
Yeah, it's sort
So-
of like the planetary cleanup crew. I mean, like we're redoing the cottage.
Yep.
Sarah saying about, well, what about this? What are you going to do with this? What do you know? Does it stay? Does it go? Does it what? You know, that's like my life. Everything, like
Totally.
everything.
Exactly. Are you closing the door on that thing, or are you going to keep it?
Right.
Like,
And we want to know now, not tomorrow, right now. No,
right.
no.
And new and an exciting things. So that's the other thing. Like, if there's an opportunity to do something in a new way,
Yeah.
do it.
In a new way, do it. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a time for newness.
Mhm.
Because literally the old ways are literally dissolving.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. And it's the terminology that a lot of people are saying is like, there's a show that's going to be happening for us. Like, get prepared. Like we're going to see, and it could go, whatever, good, bad, ups and downs. All of that is part of, the Shakespearean experience, right? Like that's what's happening. And it's just like, how do you want to show up? In terms of being an empath, you might be there's lots of other things that are happening where the energetic intensity is super, super high. So again, going back into what grounds you.
Mm.
And making sure, so this is where discernment's my term for 2020. Something may have grounded you in the past. Is that what's actually serving you now, or is it a habit? Is it an addiction? Is it a go-to? Are you numbing out because it used to work for you in the past? What I really want to encourage you to do is etch a sketch away anything that you used to do, like literally erase it. And when you go to reach for that food or go to hug that tree, ask, like, is this really what my body, my soul, my spirit, everything needs in this moment? Or is there something else?
Great.
And it still might be, you might lean against the tree, or you might go to a different tree, or you might paint a tree. You know what I mean? It's like, allow fun, new creative ways to come through. Maybe you still take it back, but you switch up the essential oils or the crystals that you put in there. Maybe food is still something that you're doing, but you change the spices up in your favorite meal. Like, it could be something as simple as that, or it could be like you pack up and you move somewhere. Even though we are in a pandemic, so moving might not be the best, but it might be the best for you right now because it is crazy and going against what they're telling you. So, like, I just want to implore you, I want to invite you to do something that might be out of the ordinary or against, within reason, right?
Yeah.
Like going against what the status quo is. If it feels right to you, if it feels safe, if it feels empowering, if it feels fun, but not not an addiction fun, right? Of getting that hit, but something that's like soulful fun.
Mm.
Yeah, no doing crack yet anymore. Okay.
Right.
Go back.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. Wonderful. It sounds exciting, actually, Carla. You're making this really like, woohoo, let's get going.
Well, it is going. That's the thing. Like, just be prepared. Again, there's, there could be like earthquakes. There could be literal like volcanoes that have been dormant and they decide to go off. Like again, Uranus and like there's lots of things that is going to be like crazy and in the news, like things coming out, like names being dropped, or again, the sun shining on the shadows.
Right.
Again, Chiron, the wounded healer, but if we do it from a global place, like, where is the wound in society? Where is the wound, in our government? Like, where is,
Right.
it's,
Yeah.
and that's not really pretty. And this is the thing, healing is not pretty. So if you're in pain or if it's not comfortable, that's okay. That's like, it's kind of how it's supposed. It's just like when you get a scratch, like, it
Right.
doesn't look pretty when it heals, right? That's what we're doing. But again, if you work with Tyson, Laura, myself, any other healer, we could help that process. We could speed up that process. We could be beside you as you do it, right? Whether it's us or go to an acupuncturist or like pray, do whatever you can to find that support as you're healing, so it doesn't have to be as traumatic, because some people, this will be traumatic for some.
Yeah, I think that we need to be aware of that. Just because we're lucky enough to be riding a wave, and change and transformation is sort of how we live. We live on the edge. Those that live in the status quo or have some sort of security about what is or what has been, could be really quite scary for them.
Absolutely. If there's anybody who clings to routine or conservativeness, this is not going to be fun.
No, not at all. Yeah, and sort of panic, put you in panic mode.
Can I ask a question? How long is this in effect? Is this like the next?
The rest of 2020.
Well, or the rest of your life, depending on.
Right. And 2021 is going to be intense too.
Yeah.
Like just play the long game. Like, so Venus and Mercury, they move quickly, right? So some of these aspects are gonna go, but the Saturn, Jupiter, Pluto that are retrograde in Capricorn, those move really slowly. Okay. And they're gonna start to go direct in September and into October. But again, they move slowly, so they're going to be in their shadow for a while, and they're going to go across everything that they just did for the last 5 months, 8 months. So we're going to go. Well,
an election.
If we have the election, which is
exactly,
we may not have it.
But do you see who the fuck postponed the election? Like, that's crazy. Number one, and there's some deceit happening. That's the other thing. It's like, so. I mean, I could go a little bit into the conspiracy theorists of we're not, like, in the US, theoretically, they're not going to allow people the unemployment benefits that they have been getting. So over 20 million people are going to be homeless. If you're homeless, you literally can't vote. And the people who potentially are going to be homeless usually are not Republicans. I'm just going to say. So if you think about what could be happening behind the scenes, what games are being played, because Neptune is also involved, right? And it's the illusionist.
Yeah, it's the cloak and dagger stuff, right?
So it could be magic, or it is exactly that. It's a cloak and dagger. It's the deceit. Gemini, Mercury rules Gemini. Gemini could, it could be the gregarious Gemini who's fun, or it could be deceit, the liar.
I think that when I think about what's coming up, I think the truth will be revealed, good, bad, and ugly. So we're just going to see it for what it is.
Yes.
And that's all going to be up in our face. And, how are we going to deal with that? Are we going to get attached to one point of view, 2 points of view, no points of view? I mean, everything is up for grabs, but it will be laid out like a smorgasbord. You'll see all of the not so pretty pictures of who we are.
So, but I want to pause it. Everything you said is absolutely true from my perspective. I agree with that. However, some people, and the analogy that always comes to me, and I don't know if it's true, but it's a beautiful, it kind of sucks, but it's a good analogy. When the Columbus's boats came on shores, the Native Americans couldn't see them because they never saw anything that grand before. So their brains literally couldn't process what was happening until people started coming up and they recognized, what a human is, but they literally didn't see the boats in front of them. So when you're saying things are being laid out, with those eyes who can see, but some people, even when it's right in front of them, they can't see what's actually happening. They see the mirage. Right. So, and that is, the light is being shown. Like we are seeing the deceit, like we are seeing the games have always been played behind the scenes are coming up.
Yeah.
But are you attaching to a party, or are you attaching to certain beliefs, and you're not able to see the reality of the situation?
That's really well described. Yeah. So this is not the time to have a belief system and get attached to it. Like you said, it's time to maybe shut all the doors on all your belief system and just see what shows up.
Go
Oh,
to your value system.
yeah. Okay. Value system, right?
Right. What do you value? And which is different than your beliefs. They're
Mm-hmm.
connected,
Mm-hmm.
but
Yeah.
if you go into your truth, if you go into your heart and set yourself up based on that. Now some people are gonna, humans are humans, and everybody's here that, there are aliens and the lizard beings, and like there's all these types of humans out here, right?
Right.
But it's for what is your truth, and just go all in on your values.
That's such good advice right now. That so resonates with me. Tyson, you too?
And don't forget the deep clearing protocol, because it helps you really be a sovereign human being. And when you're a sovereign human being, you can see the truth for what is for you. And it may be different from Laura or Tyson or whatever. But you need to know what's true for you in that moment, because that's your reality that you need to deal with.
And how many times have we said that, Tyson? Do not listen to anyone but yourself. Go within your heart, even if it doesn't resonate with what Tyson and Carla and I are saying, don't listen to it. Please always listen to your higher self. Always.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what's going to keep you safe in this whole process, right?
Absolutely.
And even if there's turmoil, because let's be honest, when we listen to that, when we go in, it might go against our family, it might go against our partner, it might go against our employer, and there might be turmoil, but that's okay. Right? Again, turmoil doesn't mean bad. It means you're disrupting the status quo, and you're being true to yourself, and you will always be rewarded at some point for sticking to your morals, to
Yeah.
your values.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, a butterfly didn't become a butterfly by staying in the cocoon. I mean, it had to break through that.
Yeah.
It had to
Very-
dissolve first. It had to dissolve.
Yeah, and it had to find itself in a new way, right?
Yeah,
And then it
exactly.
never got to see its wings and how beautiful it actually is.
Yeah.
Isn't
I have a friend who, she's an amazing acupuncturist and just amazing human in general, of how she sees the world. And she was talking about, the chicken, the egg, right? And we always, that is an analogy that we, in spiritual community will often use, because you have to break out. But the way that she did, likes to remind us is like, as a chick is in there and it's growing, the oxygen is literally like how it's breathing, like it's literally feels like it's going to die, and it has to like break out from this intensity. It's not a nice experience, right? Like you literally feel like you're suffocating, and so you break out. And that's also true of how, when we allow these blankets or these coats of other people's beliefs on side of us, on top of us, we do become suffocated if we're not allowed to express our truth.
I think of COVID-19, you can't breathe, right? Because your lungs don't work, which is grieving. You're grieving for what was lost during, we have to have compassion for those people that are in the midst of this, is grieving for what their life was, and they can't breathe, which is exactly what you're saying with that little chicken, right?
Yeah,
And either you succumb or you break through.
totally. And the other thing with COVID-19 is some people have lung issues, other people don't. Other people, they're getting the blood clots, right?
Right.
Or there's all these. That's the thing. It's like it's not the same for everybody, right?
No.
And that's the other thing, where it's like crazy, like a disease, a virus, where everybody has it differently. That's not normal.
No,
That's crazy. Like it's literally like
there's
everybody.
nothing normal about this at all. This is the
Right.
whole point. There's nothing normal. Forget normal.
Exactly. Hello, Uranus. Like that's a perfect example of what Uranus is like, here's this virus, and millions of people are going to get it, but they're not having the same symptoms. Some people don't even know they're sick. Like,
Yeah.
what? Anyway, open it up to callers.
Yeah, we're getting the first call right now. So this is from Stevens Point in Wisconsin. Welcome to the Wellness Show. And who are we talking to?
This is Yanni.
Yanni, welcome to the show.
Hi.
Hi, and what's your question?
Well, I'm doing the deep clearing protocol currently, but I feel stuck on my career.
Ah. And so what is your career?
I'm a support staff specialist for a outpatient mental health facility.
Wow. Well, congratulations. That's an important thing to do. Yeah. For me, I was listening to a video this morning from a doctor, and I thought, oh my God, this woman understands what's going on. And she was so powerful, and I felt so inspired by her courageous ability to talk the truth. I think part of the difficulty in the profession you're in right now is, what is the truth that resonates with you, and how can you do what you're called to do in a system that may or may not resonate with your own values. Is this making sense to you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think part of this, if the old doors are being closed and new doors are being opened, I'll give this back to Carla. I think it is not, one part of me says get out of there. Another part says, I think a new door may be opening where you're going to find the values that you have will perfectly match which is about to be birthed. I think I'm getting the shivers up my spine when I say there's a whole bunch of doctors that are stepping forth with the truth of what they know is the truth for themselves, counter to what they're being told by the government and by the leading doctors, professionals. And there's a more holistic, compassionate perspective on how to deal with COVID-19 and what's happening. And they're finding their voice and speaking forth. My sense is you would fit very well in that new paradigm that's about to emerge. Don't forget, a new paradigm can only come about when the old paradigm ceases to exist. That's what I get. And I'm going to turn you over to Carla.
Okay.
Well, thank you for calling. And I'm just curious, where are you in the protocol? What day?
I'm probably on, maybe day 30, but I'm stuck.
Well, that when being stuck at 30 means you're really doing deeper stuff, like you're going to the bottom of the barrel. So it's bringing up really deep crap. So keep going.
And when you say stuck, what does that mean to you? Let me ask you this. When you say stuck, does it mean that you're looking for answers, but answers aren't coming? Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So what if it's not time for answers yet? What if you're still supposed to be in that cocoon or in that egg that we're talking about, and you're still, and again, sun design Chiron today, going deep, and Tyson, just reflected like how deep you are going within this protocol. What if you're just supposed to surrender? And I don't like to use the word supposed to, but what if you have an opportunity to surrender even more and allow the answers to come in their divine time? What I think I hear you saying is you don't want to be doing what you're doing anymore, but you're not sure what is next. Is that basically what's happening?
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
So own that, lean into that, like energetically disconnect yourself from that place. Still show, I'm not going to tell you what to do, because having a financial resource is really great. Like, it's allowing you to live. It's I'm projecting. I don't know if that's true for you, but if it's a livelihood for you, I wouldn't necessarily say shut that door yet if something new isn't there, because I wouldn't want to have you be feast or famine after that. But if you have financial resources and you're just doing this job for fun and you don't need it for survival, then it would be a really great time to shut that and allow yourself to explore. But again, if it's if you need it for survival, don't shoot yourself in the foot.
Yeah, if you do. I think Carla's bang on. I think it's a time to just let the incubation incubate. It's not time to hatch yet. And don't try and jump the gun. You got deeper work to do and you're doing it. And God bless you for doing it. I mean, most people at 30 just say, I'm done, and don't do the deeper work. So I think it's amazing that you really want to be part of the cleanup crew. I mean, you really want to get this done once and for all. And yeah, more stuff's going to come up. Just hang in there. And I think you're going to see some bright light at the end of the tunnel in the not too distant future.
Yeah, and I think if the more that you just lean in to the pain of I want this answer but I don't have it, like that frustration, um, lean into the curiosity of like what else is here for me, and just again, answers are being delivered. However you receive it, if you see it in visions, or if you hear things, or if it is through conversation, what really rings your bell, what really activates you. um, something out of the blue. Again, we're dealing with Uranus. So something out of the blue might present itself. Like you might get a call after this and someone's like, hey, why don't you come with my startup or something? It's like, and it feels great, jump on it. Like this is a time to jump on things that are, if it feels good to you and if it resonates as yes, like go for it, because it could be, an opportunity of a lifetime.
Exciting. You're an exciting point in your life.
Yeah, and just when I tune in, it's like what gifts do you have that you could share with the world? How else can you do what you're doing? What are some things that you may not have even considered? Do you want to be an entrepreneur? Do you want to go work at a nonprofit? Do you want to go, I don't know, travel the world? I know, pandemic, but whatever. Like, what is it that you like would really light you up?
Working with people mostly.
Oh, there you are. Yeah.
And how? Is it continuing, in the health field? Is it helping them plant gardens? Again, like, what if? Sorry if it looks my camera's moving. Luna is being very excited up with her bed. She's getting it all going. She's feeling the energy. So what, working with people, but in the same field, which is fantastic, and something new, which is equally as fantastic. Like meditate on this and just
I know I'm comfortable in the medical field. I know that.
Okay, great. Because we need people like you in the medical field.
Yeah. And the one thing that, what Tyson said about how, something more holistic is that not only with COVID, but every modern day disease, there is a more holistic way to approach it, where curing and not just maintaining it, right? Not just taking pills, food is thy medicine, like healing. And maybe, and we might be projecting our own stuff on you, but maybe that is, a step for you to go in that direction if that calls for you. But let me just do the pendulum for a minute. So I'm getting like answers have not been presented for you yet. Like you're not missing anything yet. So if you're afraid of missing something, they haven't been presented yet. Okay.
I will say one thing. I'll just give you a name. I was listening to her this morning and I got really inspired by her, and maybe she'll inspire you. I thought, one doctor, my God, one doctor who's speaking the truth from her heart in a very loving, compassionate way. Her name is Dr. Lisa Koch, Koche. She's written a number of books, and she's speaking the truth of what's going on for her and her patients. She has a practice of 3,000 patients. So, and she's very, very keen on approaching this in a totally different way, and is courageous enough to speak the truth. So it may be not your truth, but at least it gives you an idea of what it is like to find somebody who's courageous enough in the midst of what we're being fed by the medical institution to be able to stand up and tell the truth from her perspective. So hopefully that might inspire you to look at things from a different perspective. Well, I'm excited for you. I know it may seem like a bit of a being in a dark night of the soul. I encourage you, don't set up a tent there or camp out. I think there's a way to get through to the other end, but maybe this is not the moment, like Carla said. But, don't forget, Laura and I are available, and we do, and so is Carla. We do have short free sessions to see whether we can help you do a deeper descent if that's what you choose to do. So thanks for phoning in.
Okay, thank you.
All right, bye for now.
Bye.
All right, the lines are open, 1-866-369-7464. You may not see it because we may be focused on Carla, but it is 1-866-369-7464. I think Michael will have it right in front of you as we're broadcasting. It's your opportunity to phone in and maybe get a little boost or an overview from Carla about what's happening in your life, or whether you're stuck or need a little bit of advice or understanding what all those planets are all about, and what they're doing, and how can we dance with them rather than struggle with them. So lots of change and transformation coming up. Going to be
Laura,
an exciting year.
Totally.
It is
Laura,
an exciting year.
Laura, did you have anything for her? I know you didn't.
Well, she's a sister of a really good friend of mine, and so last night I gave her a bunch of stuff to do with the deep cleaning protocol, because she hasn't been doing a coaching. So when you do coaching, I find that the deep cleaning protocol goes a little bit slower. So her sister is a very good friend of mine, so I gave her some insight on how to proceed with that. And so I don't know as if her sister has gotten her that information. And I believe that once she gets through those deeper healing that she's going through right now, that everything that you and Tyson have said is spot on. But she needs to do this deeper cleaning.
Yeah.
Clearing.
Okay, good. Yeah.
Cleaning.
I just wanted to make sure.
Clearing, yeah. It's cleaning, clearing. And just Laura's been working on the grammar and punctuation for the deep clearing protocol, and there'll be a new version released within the next, well, let's just say 7 days, because God knows what's coming up with this Uranus and chaos and whatever. I'll say it'll be soon, right? But I'm not gonna make any promises. So look forward to that and getting that out there. We hear that it's been translated, according to Oz, into Turkish, and we love that. And we'll give her the newest version so she can do the corrections in Turkish. And if you are, if you can help us translate it into other languages, we really, really appreciate it. And just as we go forward, just to let you know that there will be stepping stones in the Academy that will be created and be available in the early fall, which has to do, for lack of better words, there'll be dowsing 101, 102, 202, 303, or, beginners, intermediate, and advanced. Will be one on energy healing of yourself, beginning, intermediate, and advanced, and there'll be healing others, and they'll be healing the planet. All those stepping stones will be available. And the last step on the advanced level is to work with both Laura and I to do a certification program in each one of those fields. So we will have stepping stones for you to do. You can do all the courses individually, or you can work on the certification and end up being able to use the deep clearing protocol to help other clients clear. And just a word around that, the deep clearing protocol is an adjunct to any other healing modality. It's not a modality in itself, it's really an adjunct. Learning how to dowse helps you use whatever modality and get deeper with it quicker and faster when you know how to dowse. And it opens up your ability to receive crystal clear guidance. So this is really what this is about. It's another tool in your toolbox to increase the magnitude of your healing potentials as an empath. So there you are.
Awesome.
So the lines are open. We're waiting for somebody to jump in and to the void here and discover who they are and where they're going. 1-866-369-7464. And don't forget, we mentioned at the beginning of the show, we haven't really disappeared for the summer because you can tune into us through the podcast, right? You can go over to iTunes, or you can go on Spotify, type in the Wellness Show, and you have 430 shows to listen to. So that will get you a whole another year of listening to us. And also, don't forget, you can go to the wellness show on Facebook asks us lots of questions and still get feedback.
I
Okay,
want
there it
to,
goes.
and okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, answer. I'll.
All right, Debbie, welcome to the show, Debbie.
How are you?
We are good. Thanks for being a regular. Thanks for showing up on the show every single day. We love you.
Oh, thanks. I love you guys too. I'm gonna miss you guys a lot. You're like my morning coffee, even though I don't drink
Well,
coffee.
just
but
watch us on just tune into one of the podcasts.
I will.
Yeah.
I will, for sure,
Yeah.
for sure. Hey, I have a question for you guys.
All right.
Anyway, the topics the last few days have been pretty freaking amazing, I want to say. And I did notice, I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before, that a couple ladies that called in were Leos. I happen to be a Leo also, the 20th of August, coming up here. And is it just like way over challenging this year for Leos, Miss Carla? Because this has just been a real interesting, challenging year. Yesterday I had a really horrible day. It was today. I just like rose above it because I go outside and ground myself fairly easily. But I tell you, it's just keeping the focus and just keep moving. And it's like I want to think positive thoughts all the time because it's kind of like how I am. But yesterday just like put me down.
Yeah. So
it's like no more.
Yeah. So in terms of, it's a hard year for every sign. Okay. So, and your sun sign is just one aspect, right? You have a full chart of all the houses, all the signs. So what I will say, the last thing that you said actually gave me more information than the Leo is you want to be positive all the time. And 2020 is not the year to be positive all the time. It is a year of going deep, of allowing yourself to be in the funk and then rising up. It is the year of resilience. It is the year of discernment. It is the year of how quickly do you get back on the surfboard and get back on the wave that you're surfing, because we have been knocked down, in and out. Things are changing and more things are coming. So, just like I was saying earlier, if you're someone who clings to a certain way of being, then it is going to be hard. And Leos are the light. Leos, are the life of the party. They are literally the sun. Are ruled by a star. And so of course, you're creative, you're loving, you're fun, you're happy. So in that aspect, yes, it is going to be hard for Leo, because going into the shadow isn't necessarily what you do. You shine the light, right? Like Scorpio, like goes into the depths, so yeah. So I mean, I'll validate like that is going to be super challenging, if you want to be different than what's happening. Now, I'm not saying you can't be happy during 2020 as well, and there is a lot, mindset. But if you're not allowed, and I'm not suggesting this is true for you, but if you're not allowing yourself those down times, if you're not allowing yourself to go into grief, into sadness, into frustration, because it's there. It's just bubbling behind the scenes. And so that's where the pain actually comes from, is in the resistance. Once you go in it, especially if you're guided by someone and you sit in that pain, it might feel, like literally the shells being cracked. It might, I don't know what else is going on in your chart. But knowing what's going on in the stars, I'm sure it's doing something to other things in your chart in a massive way. And one of the things that I didn't say that's happening is we are literally being rewritten. Every way that we have shown up is literally being etch-a-sketched away. So that is a very uncomfortable feeling for anyone, even those of us who have a lot of Aquarius and their charts, who like newness. But it's like,
Yeah.
what does new mean? Like,
Right.
what is that? Like, I don't know what that means. So that's going to create that tension, that curiosity, that fear. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think even when it comes to the etch sketch, you know, where you have that little box, we're even going outside the box now. Like,
Right.
Yeah. My box is 5 acres, so that's
yeah, your box is 5 acres, and we're going to do some work on your property, by the way. And thanks for bringing it up.
awesome.
And we will do some work on it because of all the UFO craziness stuff that's been going on around your property and the whole area. So we're really going to open up that area of clandestine UFO underground bases and all that yucky stuff. So we're going to be doing some work on that. I look forward to that. And you'll see it and feel it in your horse population as things shift as a result of doing that, which I think will make you happy. If your horses are happy, you'll be happy. If your dogs are happy, you'll be happy, and vice versa. So that's something I can tell you coming. And also, if you could Google Lionsgate, because you're a Leo, and learn about the Lionsgate. We're just approaching the Lionsgate.
Okay.
And I can't tell you everything that I know about it, except that there's a book's written on it, and it's a very powerful gateway, and it's your time, and it's been part of the Mycenaean civilization, and it was part of the Atlantean, and it has to do with the time period we're in right now. So you lions, all you guys that roar out there, it's time for you to start roaring and understand what this gateway is all about, because this is your time, and there's a particular role for you as Leos to play in all of this. So I just throw that out.
Yeah.
And the image
And I forgot to tell you that I live not on top of the San Andreas Fault, but pretty damn close.
All right.
So
Well,
that's
you know,
a
yeah.
huge, it's a huge, fracture zone in the earth. In fact, the Landers earthquake,
Right.
20 years ago was like an 8-pointer. It was pretty bad up here, but I know that has a lot to do with it because we have a lot of underground, smaller fault lines and things like that. And I mean, my property, we've cleared it a lot, but it's like a continuing thing. I just can't like clear and say, okay, we're cleared now. For the
No,
rest
you
of my
can't.
life.
I mean, you got all these underground bases and UFOs and God knows what all, and conspiracy theories around you. So the more you clear, the more it'll come up. And not saying don't clear. We really love you doing that, but it will be like you haven't reached anywhere near the end, the bottom of the barrel. Is what
Yeah, for sure.
Wow.
Hey, I did want to share with you. Yesterday, I worked with one of my clients. I actually did the BCP on him to start the session. He is possessed by Jinn energy from his mother, who has a black tongue. He's about around 40 right now, and I was just drawn to do the whole thing with him and install positiveness and what have you, and I cleared out the Jinn. I installed some Jinn prayers. And I just wanted to share with you the message he sent me. This was so incredibly enlightening and encouraging. It was a huge aha moment, if you would. Thank you for your guidance and advice. So I told them to buy the BCP from you, so hopefully they will. But
well, thank you.
Anyway, that was just super powerful because his whole life, his mother had cursed he and his siblings, and he was not able to. He says, growing up, she always cursed us, especially now my own sibling. She tells me what she says will always happen because she has a black tongue. I guess that's what they call it in Jinn. And in case you people listening know what Jinn is, it's an Arabic dark magic. It's not white magic, it's dark magic. So it's pretty sad. But I wanted to share that with you before I get off the phone with you. And I have to thank Laura from the bottom of my heart this week to stay with me as my little Kayla path. And Tyhson, your words are just so inspiring. I have so much respect for you and what you do. And Carla, you're just cute as a button. I love you guys. And I'm going to miss you. And I hope, I know I'll be doing stuff with you throughout the year, but just not at this moment. But for sure, I have quite a few of your programs now on Harold's downloads.
Oh, good. Yeah. Spend some time with Harold.
No, I have to, I bought his book, based on your recommendation. It's pretty interesting what he's did. I'm just like blown away. Like I'm gonna have to reread it again.
Well, I think one of the things is to do a session with Laura around the book and have her go in with
Okay.
you with a client, so you feel what it's like to work with Harold. And once you've done it once with Laura, you'll be able to do it on your own. You just need to be guided in there,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then you're on your own, and Harold will
Well,
work with you.
She did do a session probably after I was out of the hospital. So maybe April I did a session and Harold came in.
Yeah,
It was
but I want
so
you to go in
freaking
with Harold.
powerful.
I want you to
Yeah.
go in with
Yeah.
Laura, with another client, working on another client with Harold, so you feel what it is to be working with him.
Okay,
All right?
that'd be awesome.
Right.
And thank you guys again. Be blessed. Stay on the right path and keep sharing the truth, because more of us are needed to share the truth. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
And go hug a horse
I
for
love
us.
you guys.
Go hug a horse
I
for
will.
us. All
I
right.
do. Actually, I gotta go out and dust them with the heat. The flies up here are horrendous. They're going crazy from the flies today. So,
Right.
anyway.
Lots of
Yeah.
love.
The heat. The flies love the heat. I don't know. It's been around 112 here.
Pretty
So,
hot. Yeah.
Bye,
Yeah,
Deb.
it's about 118, I think, up here. So.
All right. We love you, and we're leaving you. Bye for now, Debbie.
Same here, you guys. Take
Bye-bye.
care. Bye-bye.
And thank you, Debbie. And just to say a quick thing on a jinn, jinns are created, they're entities that are created by humans. And I think, Laura, I don't know if you've had any experience with a jinn, but they're really in servitude to the master that created them. So one of the things you can do with jinn is have a conversation with them about, did you know that you're not working for the light? And they will really, really be, they don't want to create harm, but they are literally in bondage to whoever created them. So when you free them from that bondage, because they are living entities, they have, like, you can just like feel them dancing in the sun, because it's like slavery.
Yeah. I found very, 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 very few things that don't want to go to the light right now.
Right.
I mean, I would say 99% of it.
Yeah, and I'm not so sure they go to the light, because they are literally entities that are created on this plane to inhabit this plane, right? So it's freeing them to be their own, to do their own soul growth, independent of having a slave master.
Oh, right.
Okay,
Absolutely.
little different.
Mm,
Yeah.
okay. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, now I'm going to get like thousands of them.
Absolutely. That's why I opened the door for you, right?
Oh,
It's
thank
supposed to be closing doors and opening doors. I just opened one for you.
Oh, thank you. You're so
Right.
kind.
All right. So this is from Wetaskiwin, Alberta, Canada. Welcome to the Wellness Show. And who are we talking to?
Hi, this is Bonnie.
Hi, Bonnie.
I'm just wondering if I could get some insight on something that's happened.
All right.
In early March, I'm in the chiropractor's office with my son, and in the back of my head, I'm watching black smoke rise out of his pelvis.
Mhm. Good.
And you want to know about that? Is that what the question is?
Yes, it's something that I keep thinking about. Why did I see that?
Mhm.
Well, first of all, you have the gift of seeing, right? And that's an entity leaving the body, which is pretty exciting. I mean, you got to actually see it. Lots of people don't see it. They may feel it or know about it, but you actually got to see it. So that's one of your gifts, is to be able to see the leaving of entities. So that's what was happening. And isn't it pretty amazing, when you go, whether it's a chiropractor or whether you're having a massage, by actually moving the muscles or the structure in the body, structural adjustment, that can release entities. Pretty cool, right?
And so I guess I'm wondering, like, did I see all of it leave, or should I be
Well, that's a good
so
question.
worried?
Okay, well, let's just tune into that. I know that all
Can
of
I-
us will do
Can
it.
I just pop in here? Because I have the answer.
Go for it.
So it was a past life thing that was stuck in the sacrum, which is very powerful. And when he were released, it was ready to go. I would say that I would, whatever your belief system is to ask that entity or whatever that you saw be crossed into the light, so that it won't reconnect. But I don't believe it will reconnect with your son. No.
Yeah, I just dowsed in. It's 100% free and clear from your son. So I guess the last thing is maybe, let's see if it is what Laura said, is going to the light. So has it gone to the light? And it's already gone to the light. So
Oh, I got no. Good. If it has, yay.
yeah. Well, let's check again. I'll do a scale on 0 to 100 just to make sure.
Is it fragmented?
Yeah.
Can we bring it? Can you just confirm? Okay. It's agreed to cross over. I think it was just fragmented, so part of it did cross, but not all of it.
All right, so that's good. So thanks for phoning in and sharing that.
Ronnie?
And are you okay with these gifts? Are you nervous about the gifts that you received? Are you okay with it?
Yeah, I'm good with it.
Okay, great. Because this is one of your superpowers, and I'm excited that you've discovered it. And I just want you to feel really comfortable with this, because this is the way that you can help bring about change, not only in your life, but in your family and with your loved ones, and even potentially with clients. So as an empath, as a fellow empath, we want you as an empath to feel all right with the gifts that you have. So that's great.
Hey.
All right. Thanks for phoning in.
Yep, bye.
Bye-bye. So we're nearly near the, go ahead.
I just want to answer this question. Somebody posted, what advice do you have for new practicing intuitives, as expected clients are really rattled with the pandemic? Because I know we're coming to the end.
Right.
My number one thing that I teach in my intuition class with my one-on-one clients, and I can't stress it enough, is to do body scanning and bring your awareness into your body as much as possible. The more that you learn your system, the more that you're comfortable with every part of you, that you're able to discern what is yours, what is somebody else's, and it's easier for you to hear what your intuition is saying to you. Because if you check out of your body, other energies are going to be in there, and you're going to be getting mixed messages, and you're not going to know what is an entity, what is somebody else's thought, what is intuition, what is spirit, because you're not going to be in the thing that's going to tell you what that is. So that is my number one suggestion, is body scan, body scan, body scan. Look up Vipassana meditation, look up body scanning, talk with any of us if you want any suggestions. So that's what I would have to say.
And do the deep clearing protocol.
Yes.
And when you think you're grounded in your body, I teach this. I want you to check again, because most likely you're not.
I agree.
Discovered that I thought I'd been in my body, and I'm not.
Tyson, we have 1 minute, I think, by the way.
All right. Well, we can go over time. We can just make Michael work more in the back. Welcome to the Wellness Show. And who are you talking to?
Hello, this is Sherry.
Hi, Sherry.
How are you?
I'm good. And what's up in your life? Oh,
Well, I was looking for everything. I've been listening to you guys for a while. I'm out here in Colorado. We do have a Dodeki sound machine and a vortex.
wow. Yeah. Welcome to the club.
Yeah. So it's kind of, everything that you guys have been talking about is, the same thing with you guys. It seems like it happened, ahead of the curve, if you want to say it that way, about things happening before it manifests out into the world. So I am just really looking for a clearing.
All right. You're looking for a clearing. What sort of clearing would you like?
Well, business and financial.
All right. Well, we have a brand new program coming up, which will be launched in September. So that's probably what you want. It's, creating a new relationship with loving, falling in love with money. It's a brand new program that we are now working on, and we'll have the precursors to it out in marketing in the next 30 days. So that's really for all of us empaths, that's one of the biggest things for us is the money issue, is because we're so used to giving everything away, including the shop and everything in the shop. And learning how to have boundaries around our business and being able to give and receive in that area is really a big challenge for all of us. I know it is for me anyway. So yeah, so let's do that. I know Carla is already yawning and she's already in process, so and that's what she does. And so Carla, what's happening and what's coming through you?
Well, the thoughts that came through is like you're like for a lot of us right now. So thank you for calling and being the representative, because I wrote something down that I wanted to share, which is empowerment, especially for women. Like that is happening right now, and so charging what you're worth, putting yourself out there, doing things out of the ordinary that how you've done it before, how we've done it before, and taking your power back. So what is your castle? Like, what does that mean to you? What is it that you really want to build? What type of love do you want to bring into your life? Not who, but what type, and how do you want to get your finances? What ways do you want that? We'll throw out there like magical ways, lottery, like inheritance, all of that. But in what other ways would you like to? And I'm hearing like multiple streams of income. The other thing that was coming through, obviously, is whatever healing happens for you happens for all of us, anybody listening in now or on the recordings for forever. And so let's just go ahead and go into your body, go into your heart, bringing up Mother Earth, bringing down Creator into your heart, radiating, being the star that you are, and dissolving anything that's happened in the past, because that's what it keeps coming through. It's like we're dissolving the old ways, old preconceived, again, ancestral beliefs, things that have been passed down, those restrictions, all of that. Let's dissolve that 7 generations backwards and forwards, in all levels, time, spaces, dimensions, known and unknown. Freeing yourself, and I'm hearing the word slavery, and it might not necessarily be slavery in terms of like the African American slavery, but what sort of slavery um, in your ancestors past, maybe that was in them in some ways, or sacrificing yourself or their selves for the air quote greater good. And so no more of that. No more of sacrificing. You are the greater good. So we're going to download you with that. You are the greater good. What choices would you make if you really embody that you are the greater good? That whole question of like, what would you do if you knew you couldn't fail? What would you do if you knew you had instant success? And I'm also hearing breadcrumbs. So no more accepting breadcrumbs from love or money. Like, well, it's getting me by, or they do this, or they do that. No more of that. Staying true to that light, radiating that light as brightly as you desire. And I'm hearing only going with a match. Is it a match or is it not a match? Nobody's wrong or right, good or bad. Is it a match or not a match? I don't know if this is true for you, but it's definitely true for somebody listening. You no longer have to be a teacher in a relationship. You are looking for a partner, and looking isn't even the right word, but you are radiating partnership energy. And anywhere where that's not the super vibration, let's bring that up. And it doesn't necessarily have to be an equal, but it's a balance. It is a balanced partnership where both parties are ecstatic and happy. And even when you're not happy, you could get through the happiness with ease. And what I'm hearing is you're not afraid, meaning if there's discomfort, you're not afraid they're going to go away, or they're not afraid you're going to go away. So you're able to sit and whatever comes up in the joys or the discomfort, knowing that this is a union that you both have each other's best interests, that their heart is in your hand, and the other way around. Whatever I just said. There you go. And that financial abundance radiates to you. And anywhere in your mind where you're not believing it's that easy, or you're not believing you could do that, let's honor that. Let's embrace that confusion. Let's embrace that belief of like, it can't happen to me. Let's love it up before we like dissolve it or make it go away. Because it's part of you. So anywhere and anybody where you're doubting, where you're confused, where you're hopeless, let's bring that right into your heart and love that up. Think of a like an orphan child, or somebody who's lost, a little kid who's lost and just terrified. How would you embrace them? Do that for all these areas of you. Give them that love, that light, that reassurance. Because as you are being reassured, as you are being doused with this love, you instantly start to believe. You start to see that there's more ways to be, and that's available, because you're not in that fight, flight, or freeze state anymore and just seeing the pinhole. You start to see everything that's surrounding you. Any regrets? Let's love those up. Yeah, I keep getting confusion too. And it is a confusing time because we don't know what's coming. So often, oh, this is interesting. What I'm hearing is, if we don't know something, confusion is the default. So let's rearrange or reprogram that. When if you don't know, you just don't know. You're not actually confused. It's a place of calmness and peace. What if you could be calm and peace in the unknowing? And the vision that I'm seeing is actually like this enchanted place where there's like a beautiful stream, and there's fairies and land, and it's magic. Like, what if that was your unknowing place? Because from there anything is possible. It's like the blank canvas. And as an new budding artist, one of the big things that I learned that came forth was, I don't choose the colors, I don't choose anything. They come forth. I am guided to what to do. So there is no confusing, because there is no doing. There's just being and allowing. So in these moments of transition, and in these moments where answers aren't necessarily flowing, can you go to that enchanted place of just being? I had a mentor once share with me, I've lived a very nomadic life and would have 2 days to find a place, and I've definitely been learning this whole life. But I always trusted, because it always worked out, but I still had an anxiety. And she said to me, Carla, you trust, but you don't have faith. Because if you had faith, you wouldn't be in anxiety right now. And in that moment, everything shifted for me. So where can you lean? Where do you have to lean more into? Is it trusting? Is it faith? Is it even, I mean, even hearing, not caring what the outcome is, like being open? Finding that enchanted forest within you in the unknown. That is the answer for you, that I'm seeing. And maybe, obviously other people, because it's coming through really strongly. And even for me, let's go there together.
It's for all of us. Let's all meet in the enchanted forest.
Yeah.
I love that enchanted part. That just lit my heart up.
Yeah. And compare that from being in that place of confusion to being in that enchanted place. Even that frequency is so high and so free and so fun. It's like I see fairies dancing around, and I see light coming through, and I see shadows, and I even see spider webs, but they're magic and sweet. It's like, it's pure heart harmony. And the water is so clean and clear and life. Like I literally feel life from this water. And the air is rich. And as you are putting yourself there right now, every cell in your body is getting upgraded. There we go. Now, from this place, think about what the love that you would be attracting. From this place, think about the frequency of the financial abundance. And I say think, but I sort of mean don't think.
Allow. Very powerful.
Yeah. I mean, this feels like a good place to end to me, but I'll let you guys decide. But let me close this up because a big healing just came through. So thank you. All the divine beings that showed up, angels and guidance. Everything here is under divine light. This is done. Amen. Okay. All right.
Thank you. That was so wonderful. I was like, yes. I was watching you and you were doing it. Oh, Carla, I love you. Totally get in your head.
So just as we wrap up, just remember that this wasn't just for that caller. If you're listening to the show now or in the future, that was for you. And if you do nothing but take that last meditation from Carla out of this show as our goodbye and our gift to you for the next 30 days. And if you just listen to that and live it and become it, your life will transform before your very eyes. You'll be dancing with the fairies. You'll see unicorns, and you won't be in La La Land. You'll actually be at home in your body, fully alive and in a safe place, no matter what happens on planet Earth. So Michael wanted us to remind everybody that if you love our smiling faces and want to see us faces, then you can go over to YouTube, and all of the shows are available for you in the Wellness Academy YouTube channel. If you just want to hear our loving voices and you want to take us on vacation with you, then tune into the podcast through your favorite podcast viewing platform, Spotify or iTunes. Put in the wellness show and take us on vacation with you. We're looking forward for all the cool stories you're going to share with us, you know, as you meet the dragons and unicorns in your own sacred environment. Thank you, Carla, for being part of the show. Wherever we go, whatever we do, I'm sure you will be part of who we are and what we do. Thank you, Laura, for being who you are and being my co-host in this show. I love you all, and thank you. Without you, this show wouldn't exist, right? All of you who are listening. So thank you very much. It's been a great run. Learned so much. Looking excited about putting it all into a book, which is your stories, right? It's your testimonials. It's your ha-has. This is dedicated to you and you showing up on planet Earth. So bye for now.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
For quality online wellness products, courses, and services, visit our sponsors, thewellnessstore.ca and the Extraordinary Healing Arts Academy located at thewellnessacademy.ca. To stay in touch, visit us at thewellnessshow.ca. And until next time, be healthy, wealthy, and wise.